Hello, good morning. My name is Mr. Sam, and you are welcome to Grammar Time. Today, we are going to be looking at a topic, a very, very important topic in English language. Like I usually tell my students, of all the parts of speech, one part of speech stands out. Not that all are not important. Every part of speech is important, but the life of a speech or the life of a sentence is the verb. Today we're going to be looking at an aspect of a verb, which is the verb tenses. Particularly, we're going to be looking at the present tense. Now, what is a verb tense or a tense? Now, a tense is a form of the verb that allows you to express time. Everything we do must be done within a time. So the time in which an action is done is the tense of that action. If an action is done yesterday, that action will be reported as a past tense. If an action is done today or is being done now, all of them falls under a present tense. If an action is done regularly, that action is a simple present tense, which means it happens all the time. If an action will be done tomorrow, we regard it as a future tense. That is why the tense of a verb tells us when an event or something existed or when a person did something. We have the three aspects, which is past, present, and future, that I've just mentioned. Now, like you see, under present tense we have at least four aspects of it, the same with the past tense and the future tense. We have the simple present, the present continuous. Many of the students are aware of this aspect, but also we have the present perfect and the present perfect continuous tenses. Like I said, our major focus will be on the present tense. Subsequently, we're going to be looking at other tenses, the past tense and the future tense. But let's take it one at a time. A simple present tense. What is a simple present tense, or when could we consider an action to be a simple present in that regard? When can we consider that? Now, an action could be considered a simple present tense if that action, happens regularly or repeatedly. When an action is carried out regularly or repeatedly, that means it is habitually, it is done all the time, it means that that action is classified under the simple present tense. Examples are given here. I work hard daily. I wake up at 6 o'clock every day, 6 a.m. anyway. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. Workers' Day is on May 1st. That means these are repeated action. These are actions that you do all the time. You can think about an action that you do regularly. Take, for instance, you go to school every day. You go to school every day. No, not every day. Like now, from Tuesday to Friday. Initially, it was Monday to Friday. But here we are even in a class. So from Monday to Friday, you go to school. So these are actions you do repeatedly. I pray every day. I pray every day. An action that is repeatedly done is a simple present tense. We breathe in oxygen. You can see that. We breathe in oxygen. So it is an action that occurs regularly. Then the next one, which is present continuous tense. This tense could be regarded as an action that is taking place at the moment. Here he says this is used for an action that is currently taking place. That means it is a now action. We are learning English language. We are learning English language. So it is an action that is going on. I'm learning to drive. We are writing our examinations now. The children are watching television. The teacher is teaching science. He's making a noise. An action that is happening at the moment, as it is being reported, is an action that is considered as a present continuous tense. It is not just a simple present tense, an action that is, done repeatedly or that occurs regularly. But in a present continuous tense, it is an action that, happens at the moment. It is going on at the time. There's an aspect I would like us to know in tenses. There are 5 cardinal aspects of tenses. We have the base form, we have the past tense of it, we have the past participle, we have the present participle, and we have the singular or the plural form. Like, take for instance, when we talk about sing is the base. The singular form is sings. If we are referring to somebody that is just a singular person, we're not referring to 2 people, we could say sings. Amanda sings, or let me take one of us here, Ivana sings beautifully. I sing beautifully. But if we're talking about the past, now we have talked about 2. Sing, sings. I sang a beautiful song. She sang a beautiful song. Then the past participle, song, S-U-N-G, song. Then this one is past participle. The present participle is singing. Singing. These are the 5 base forms of a verb. But here, when we are referring to continuous tenses, whether it is in the present form or in the past form or in the future form, the verb, the base form, are in the present continuous form, in the present participle form, the ing form. Well, that's another topic for next time. Now we move on to present perfect tense. A present perfect tense is a tense that is used to describe actions which happened in the past but have effects in the present. They had happened, yes, but they have an effect in the present. I have paid my school fees. Imagine if I come into the class and demanded that those that haven't paid their school fees should be, excused out of the class. You're not going to say, I had, reporting it in the present at the moment, because we are talking about it at that moment. You would just report it, I have paid my school fees. He has bought his ticket. The children have eaten their food. It happened in the past, but at the moment that it is being reported, it is having an effect in the present. We had a film before. The major formation there is looking at the auxiliaries. It is the auxiliaries that give the of the present aspect of it. Have, has. These are but the base forms are in the past. Like bought, eaten, watched. It is in the past participle form. The formation of a present perfect continuous is that you use the auxiliary with the past participle. The auxiliary plus the past participle. The present auxiliary, please, not the past. The present auxiliaries plus the past participle are the things that make up, or the things that make up a present perfect tense. Present what? Auxiliaries and the past participles. We move to present perfect continuous tense. A present perfect continuous tense, we are going to look at when we are supposed to use it. This is used to express an activity which started in the past and has continued on to the present. Come on. This is an aspect in the grammar that we need to really attention to. This is an action that is as if it started in the past and it continued onto the present. How do we form the present perfect continuous tense? The present perfect tense. Look at it now. We have been treating this topic. So we use present auxiliaries, the being word, which is a past participle, plus a present participle. An auxiliary in the present form, which is have, has, plus a past participle of the be word in the past participle. The be word, we have the base be. The past tense of be could be was, were, depending on the how will I put it? Depending on the number, was for one. Then the past participle is being, B-E-N. So when you have the present auxiliaries, not the past auxiliaries, the past auxiliaries of have, has is had, had, H-A-D. But the present is have or has. So the formation of present perfect tense is present auxiliaries plus past participle plus present participle. The I-H. Treating, watching, talking, walking. These are the present participles. So we need to understand these formations. It will help us. How do we form a present continuous? How do we form a present continuous? A present continuous is using the auxiliaries, the present auxiliaries, and present participles. Present auxiliaries like are, am, are, is. These are the present auxiliaries. Present auxiliaries. The be words, or in auxiliary verbs. Let me digress. In auxiliary verbs, we have three aspects apart from the modular auxiliaries. But the primary auxiliaries, we have three aspects: the verb to be, the verb to have, and the verb to do. Under the verb to be, we have is, are, am for the present, was, were, what else? For the past auxiliaries, not present, the past auxiliaries, when you are referring to something that has happened. Then under verb to have, we have, has, and for the present, the past, had. The verb to do, we have do, doing, for the present and the present participle. For the past participle, we have done. For the past tense, we have did, and all the rest of them like that. So when you are conversant with your auxiliaries and the base form of verbs, these help you to have your formations right. Well, one thing with grammar is that it is very vast, but we take it one at a time. The formation of present continuous is the present auxiliaries of the verb to be plus the present participle. Present participles are the ing, learn, writing, watching, teaching, making. So the present perfect tense is the present auxiliaries of the verb to have plus the past participles. The past participles, like in paid, bought, eaten, watched. And we have, I don't know if I've taught you about regular and irregular verbs, but later we are going to look at it. Then the formation of the present perfect continuous is the present form of the verb to have. Verb to have, the present form of it, the present auxiliaries of the verb to have, plus the past participle of the verb to be, and the present participles of the base words. These will help us, form the present perfect continuous tense. Now, we have an evaluation to do. Here is your evaluation for you to know if you are well aware of what you have learned. So, I want you to write out in your English notebook 5 sentences each for these tenses. Simple present tense, you write out 5 of it. Present continuous tense, you write 5 of it. Present perfect tense, you write 5 of it. Present perfect continuous tense, you write out 5 of it. These are very, very wonderful and simple thing to do. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.